we are fixed that open circuit voltage 70 and voltage in maximum power point is 60 and short circuit current is 5.1 amps. Current at maximum power point is 4.2 amps. And then you ask about that voltage. Here you have to design 60 volt. Here you have to design 120 volt. Based upon that, this L and this C value going to be designed. For that, we got the design equation. So this is a boost converter design equation. So input voltage is 16 and here you are taking switching frequency is 10 kilohertz. The output voltage here you are fixing is 120 and then IOT max we are calculating based upon the VMP, IMP and the output voltage. And then here this is ripple inductor current detail. This is ripple capacitor voltage detail. This is L and C value. And finally we will get the R value in the put load cycle. So this is duty cycle. So I'm going to simulate this one. So this is the value of L and C and load resistance and duty cycle. So the same value we are going to using here is L, C and this input capacitor you have to have around 100 microfarad. And then here we are using that incremental conductance MPPT. For that we are measuring the PV measurement here and then here we are going to use only PV voltage and current. Okay. So that will be feed to the incremental conductance MPPT. Here it is known as incremental conductance MPPT. Here you have to fix the initial voltage and maximum voltage and minimum voltage. So this is going to be fixed based upon the PV characteristics. So here I'm going to, so here the maximum voltage is around 60 volt, the minimum voltage is 50 volt. So that's why we are taking that voltage is more than 60 and around 52. So that's why we are fixing here the maximum voltage is 62, minimum voltage is 50. Okay. And then this is change in voltage of that that means based upon MPPT condition we are going to adjust the voltage. This is a change in voltage condition del V. Here we have fixing the different value V volt, M volt. And initially you have to fix V volt equal to 0, P volt 0, I volt 0 and then that the change in voltage, right, will be considered as initial voltage. That means here you have to calculate power and change in voltage, change in power, change in current. Now first you have to check the change in voltage. If it is 0, then you have to check change in current. If it is equal to 0, then the reference voltage from the output of the I should be equal to VR. That means which is equal to initial voltage. If suppose in DI is greater than 0, then you have to decrement the voltage by the amount del V, or if DI is less than 0, we have to increment the voltage by the amount at del V. If this condition is not true, if del V is not equal to 0, then you have to check this condition DI by dV, which is equal to minus I by. If this condition is true, then we have to make reference voltage which is equal to VR, or else if you have to check this condition dI by dV is greater than minus I by V. This condition is true, then we have to decrement the voltage by del V, or we have to increment the voltage by the amount of del V. After calculating V reference, so next you have to check the condition. The V reference is in between V max and V minimum. If it is in between V max minimum, no problem. You have to take the value directly, or else you have to take that reference, the previous reference. After doing this one, you have to exchange the previous reference with the current reference, previous voltage with the current voltage, the previous power with the current power, and the previous current with the current. So this will be keep on executing up to getting the maximum power. That means it will provide the reference voltage. So here we are comparing that reference voltage with the actual voltage and then process the PI controller. This PI controller process a PWM generator. Here 10 kilohertz here fixing. It will generate the pulse. So here we need to tune this. Already we tuned that model. So we are getting around 0.97, 34.6. Now I'm going to fix 1. In default it will be 1. So now I'm going to simulate this model. For that means we need to tune this PI controller. Before that I'm going to simulate this model. We can check the condition whether we are getting maximum power or not. For the condition we are getting the maximum power, but even though we need to tune accordingly. So for that I'm going to click this one PI controller and then go to tune. Right click tune button. Before that you go to use the fixed load condition. Just you go to fixed load condition and fixed irradiation condition. Now I'm going to for tune. Okay, after clicking tune, it will open this block, tuning block. Here just go to click this plant and then click identify new plan. After clicking identify new plan, you will get this window. Here you can click get IO data, then click simulate data. Here you have to take offset equal to 0, and then here offset I'm going to take 0.2, 0.2, and then I'm going to change the value from 0.2 to 0.4, 0.6. Here I'm going to consider amplitude is 0.2, amplitude is 0.4, the offset is 0.2, then we'll get 0.2 to 0.2 to 0.6. So we are giving the input to the system is 0.2 to 0.6. From 0 to 0.4, the input to the system will be 0.4. From 0.4 to 0.8, the input to the system is 0.6. From that, you are calculating error in front of the PID. Now I'm going to simulate this model. Click simulation, so it will be simulate. We will see here. So here we are seeing that simulation. It will simulate for 2 times. After simulation completion, you will get this response. So next you go to apply and then close. Now I'm going to use this one pole method for the identification purpose. Okay, or else you can use different things. Okay, you can use 100 damped per everything. So, I'm going to use 100 damped per. If click in 100 damped per, so this is a transfer function of this our system. K divided by d omega square x square plus d theta d omega s plus. We have to tune this system in order to get the k d omega square theta d omega. Right. For that, just go to click auto estimate. After clicking auto estimate, it will identify the plant based upon our given data. Now you can see that the blue color is the identified plant, right? After that, you can see that it is the k value, right? K d omega theta for the transfer function. So this is the transfer function. So for the transfer function, you will see that value k d omega theta. Next, you have to apply this one. After apply, so you will see that what is the response of the actual system. This is the solid line, nothing but that tuned to us. Here I'm going to use the value as it is. Now you can see that this is the value of Kp and Ka here. So I'm going to use that value as it is, and then I'm going to test the model. So now you can see that value changed here. So now I'm going to test the model, get the system, and then check the response. Now you can see that the system having some response. That means it have a delay, right? So next time I'm going to adjust this one and then update the block and then check the response. Now we'll see that you will get the perfect results. Based upon this adjustment and this assessment, that means response time and the transition time, we can get the proper response. If you are get the proper result, you can tune again and again, right, to get the result, proper result, and then you can check the details here. So for different value, you will get a different response. You have to adjust the value accordingly, and then you will get the proper result. Now I'm update the model. This is a final result. So we can use this value Kp equal to 0.2389 or equal to 4.78, right? This is a tuning of system with the here we are consider plant is the second order plant. So this is the value through 8 or 4 point something. It will be taken as the final value for KPKA. We can use the different plant also. I'm going to use one pole plant, and then I'm going to use auto estimate. Here we are using only one pole for identifying the plant. Now this plant is identified by using that 1 by 4. Again, auto estimate. Now this system's identified. So here you can see that this is the transfer function for a one pole transfer function. Here the value of k is there. This is k and this is t1. We can use the same concept also. That means we can use this one pole transfer function model, and then we can this is the tuned value. I'm going to update this model in the PID tuner. Here you can see the changes in the system. So this is the response of this tuning. We can retune that model. This way it will take time. This is the way we are tuning the model. Click tune. We will open this model and then go to identification plant and go to get IO data, and then you can change here 0.2, and then here we just change this 0.4 and then simulate the model. It will simulate the model and identify the data. So this identified data, then you go to click up and close. Then you can choose any transfer function model. Here you can choose 100 diameter or 1 pole. So I'm going to click 1 pole and then click auto estimate. So we can use 1 pole method or 100 diameter transfer function method to identify the data. So already explained about 100 diameter method, transfer function method. Now I am explaining 1 pole method. So next, after identification, click apply and then click PID tuner. So this is a block response. This is a tuned response. And now I'm going to update the block and then simulate the model. You can see the response. My this response. Next time you to in this model and update the plug, and then you can check the response. And you will see that the proper response. So while updating that value, the value will be updated here. That KPK would be updated. We can use that value. Next time I'm going to click this. So by using this method, you can tune and then you will get the value of here that you want transfer function. And also you can choose 100 ampere and then you can choose and then it will get the transfer function of that model. Tuning right. Next you go for testing. Here I'm going to use the variable variable irradiation concept. Every 0.2 second, I'm going to change the irradiation from 1.8, 0.6, 0.4, and then you have to check the results. So see here that we are getting maximum power for the irradiation condition. Now I'm going to check the same system with the constant irradiation with the variable load condition. Here I'm conditioning every 0.3 second load going to be changed. Because of that, you can see that PV power extracted at the maximum level. We can see the different variation in the PV voltage, boost converter output voltage, PV current, boost converter output current, PV power, boost converter power. It always extracting the maximum power, change in irradiation condition as well as a variable load condition.